Good morning. I hope that as time goes on, especially college students, high school students, those that are looking for support for their faith are going to watch this vlog because you're going to get science that supports your faith. Case in point today, a news article came out that talked about what's called DeepMind. This is a research branch of Google, and it's dedicated to investigating proteins in different creatures and unwinding, so to speak, showing the intricacy and plotting, mapping all of these proteins. Just to give you an idea of how complex this is, it's been called one of the great challenges, the grand challenge of science. And as I refer to this article from MSN, it says, proteins are constructed from chains of amino acids, which come in 20 different varieties in the body. As any individual protein can be comprised of hundreds of individual amino acids, each of which can fold or twist in a different direction, it means a molecule's final structure, that is how it's folded up, bent up, and compacted, can have an incredibly large number of possible configurations. One estimate is that the typical protein can be folded in 10 to the 300th power different ways. Now, I just want to stop for a second and have you realize that that is what's called exponential notation. 10 to the 300th power. You are getting into numbers so large, in that particular case, a 10 followed by 300 zeros. You have to begin to understand the numbers, the statistics involved in this. This project is called DeepMind. It's taking hundreds, maybe thousands of human minds to try to unentangle and to decipher what's going on in proteins in the human body, much less all living creatures. And this is the environment scientifically we find ourselves in, is that we have increasingly complex, phenomenally complex intricacies in life. We're light years away from when Darwinism began, where they thought that a cell looked at through a crude microscope was just a gelatinous sack of fluid. Oh, pretty easy to pop into existence. And Darwinism still depends on the idea of spontaneous generation of life. What we're finding scientifically, day by day now, is that that's nonsense. It's untenable. You look at the structure, the complexity, the vanishingly small probability that this could just assemble, fold, come together on its own, and you begin to see that the entire worldview of Darwinism, accidental emergence of life, slowly trickling upward, accidentally, purposely, without a designer, without a purpose, without a direction, without a cause, is nonsense. And the scientific establishment, because of its philosophical, humanist, and secularist notions, are not going to budge. They're not going to give credence to the Bible. They're not going to give credence to intelligence design, but we are in a scientific war of worldviews. And the people who are going to do it, the people who are going to blow Darwinism sky high, are the molecular biologists. The ones who are looking even below the level of proteins. This is exciting. And I want you as a Christian, don't cede any ground. Don't give any ground in your faith. For decades, Christians had to kind of cringe and couldn't take a strong stand because all the evidence seemed on the side of the paleontologists and the sociologists and all. Now it's all reversing. And it is a time to really push and to talk knowledgeably about our faith and the science that backs it up. If you're a college and a high school student, don't let anyone tell you that this was accidental and that it just by itself worked up and progressed on its own without purpose or cause. You are starting to get the data that demonstrates that Darwinism is false. And don't you dare let anyone destroy your faith because of their philosophical preconceptions. You know, I get very intense about this, but you know what? In this life, it's a life or death struggle. It is a battle spiritually. And you need to realize that your salvation depends on defending your faith, resisting temptation to abandon it. It's serious stuff. And I am elated that we now have science that is truly in the lab falsifying Darwinism. Blessings.